Good morning and welcome to Business Morning on Channels Television. I'm Chimeze Obi Igwabo. Well, the Central Bank of Nigeria yesterday announced the execution of a bilateral currency swap agreement with the People's Bank of China. The governor of the CBN, Mr. Godwin Emefiele, led CBN officials, while PBOS governor, Dr. Yi Gang, led Chinese team at the official signing ceremony in Beijing, a culmination of over 2 years of painstaking negotiations by both central banks. And what will this mean for Nigeria's currency market as well as the economy as a whole? I'm being joined by the President, Association of Bureau de Change Operators, Mr. Aminu Gwadabe. Mr. Gwadabe will also be speaking to the recently launched portal by Bureau de Change Operators. Good morning, Mr. Gwadabe. Thank you very much for joining us.
Good morning, and thank you.
So what's your understanding of the concept of the currency swap agreement between the CBN and the People's Bank of China?
Thank you very much. In a layman language, what it just means is just an exchange. And in an exchange, it's just like counter trade. You know, the government have tried it in 1985 with Brazil, Australia, and Italy. Also in 2011, we've seen where the Megrunwa Serkin Kanu, the governor of the central bank, where he diversified about 10% of the foreign reserve to renminbi. So these are some of the narrative that have started even before what we have seen yesterday. It's a welcome development. Like I said, it will help reduce pressure on the dollar because in 2005, China have a trade balance with Nigeria of about $2.5 billion, and that graduated to about $10 billion in 2015. So you can see there is increase in volumes, value in transactions between Nigeria and China. China remains one of the major trading partners of Nigeria, and China have been into this deal swap with about 3 countries in the world. In Africa, you have South Africa, you have Ghana, you have Zimbabwe, and then lastly, Nigeria. So it's not like a kind of China coming to rob the country. You know, some people I think it is a bad deal. In an exchange, there is no robbery. So it's really a good transaction.
So how important is this swap for both parties?
It's very, very important, more especially for Nigeria, because you see, Nigeria is a dependent, import-dependent country. So most of our transactions for third currencies goes through dollar. So we always give pressure. You find out the Form M's that are being processed. They are always in other currencies. For instance, if I'm buying from UK or China, a lot of Nigerians are going to China to make importation. About 70% of our trade imports come from China. So you can see the volume is big. So most of these people, their invoices come in dollars. And, you know, they have to pay in renminbi. So which means they have to go from naira to dollar, dollar to renminbi. So now with this kind of agreement, it's a one-way, a two-way code from naira to renminbi. So that are definitely going to reduce demand of dollar in the economy. Some are even predicting to about 70%. So you can imagine if our economy can just look off on dollar by 70%, only God knows what the rate is going to be. So that is very, very important. And it also diversifies the foreign exchange reserve, because we're going to move also from relying only on dollar foreign reserve to yuan foreign reserve and then pound sterling foreign reserve, so to add flexibility to the foreign reserve management.
Now, coming at a time when recently they signed this CFTA,
right.
And I know that Nigeria, of course, didn't sign this. Coming at a time when the CFTA has been signed, what would that mean?
You see, first and foremost, you see, we're almost going into an election year. Already there are some kind of activities that might hurt the naira, hoarding. We've been seeing money that have been hoarded in the system now trying to come out. So, but with this kind of development, with this kind of agreement the government is going, I think it will give them the latitude and the weaponry to continue to defend the naira. 2015 experience was a bad experience. We have seen a lot of investors that existed the economy with our $100 billion. And I don't think with all this thing we're seeing, because what we're seeing is confidence in our economy. which means there are a growing confidence by both the investors and foreign government into this our economy. So that will give us that comfort. The central bank will have comfort. The government will have comfort to to manage whatever pressure that is going to distort the foreign exchange stability.
So who are the major stakeholders and beneficiaries of this swap?
First and foremost, the traders will be the major beneficiaries, because there's always...
Traders like you.
Like me. You know? Yes, traders like me. Even you see, even the media, everybody will benefit. Your camera here that is facing us, the part you're going to import it, say, from China, and you have to be looking for from dollar to renminbi. That has been removed. So it will be in terms of efficiency of businesses, that will improve. Your invoice will now be in
So
renminbi.
Instead of going for dollar, you now ask for the renminbi.
Renminbi. With your naira, you can have renminbi. And you see, Nigeria, another great advantage. Nigeria is going to become the clearinghouse of yuan in Africa. And one of our demands to the government is to make naira acceptable, for instance, in West African countries. So those will give us that latitude where naira will become sovereign, more especially in some of these our neighbors, Ghana, Sudan, Cameroon, Cote d'Ivoire, you see, so which means it's a very added advantage.
And how is that going to affect the exchange rate?
Well, you see, first and foremost, the major currency of demand is dollar. You know, that is the major currency of import, which we don't control. So now that with our naira, you can buy from China, because that's just what it means. So there will be less pressure on the foreign exchange demand. And you see what spike exchange rate is pressure. So now that this pressure is being removed, definitely the road is clear for naira to continue to be stronger.
Okay, now, looking at these benefits, how sustainable are they?
Honestly, it's sustainable. One, like I've said, even before now, last year we have recorded about $30 billion inflow from the investors, which added to the buffers of the country. The foreign reserve is growing. I think they will even pass their target of $50 billion in 2018. It's about closer to $50 billion now. The oil prices is going up. Output is still up. Like I said, foreign investors' confidence is growing. China swap, diversification. You know, there are a lot of imports that we don't import now. For instance, the 41 items. Look at rice. You know, for instance, the output of rice being produced in this country is even more than or closer to what we have been importing before. I'm sure there was a time Buhari said in 2018 there will be no import of rice. So, and these are the things that really deplete our foreign reserve. And we can be seeing that now, that depletion, frivolous demand is no more there. Reduction, which ab initio, people have free money that they chase this dollar at whatever rate. We have been seeing sanity in that. So many other factors, the STA that, you know, single treasury account, have made management of the public treasury very effective and efficient. So all these systems that ab initio put pressure as spike we have been seeing in the economy are not there. So it's sustainable.